Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
We made it to Friday. Friday, September 22nd. Good morning.
Yes, we made it to Friday, and we made it to the end of summer. I mean, officially, we know it's going to be a hot weekend, but
no doubt about that. So we could see a spike in temperatures. Justin's talking about near record temperatures, but then some potential relief.
Hopefully. Monday still looks pretty good. But yeah, we celebrated, or we're celebrating the end of summer. Mother Nature's like, not so fast. We're going to bring some heat to you this weekend. We could be near 100 by the time we get into Sunday, believe it or not. I know, I'm just the messenger here. Let's first, though, start outside. Not so bad this morning. We've got a few clouds out there. 80 degrees in San Antonio. 85 is what it feels like. New Braunfels, 81. Feels like 87. So the heat index is already starting to jump up. And there's enough humidity today. In fact, it's a little thicker than it was yesterday, that the heat index will be a real concern this afternoon. Noontime, 88 degrees. We're up around 95 by 2 o'clock. 97 is your high today. Just a small chance of a shower. Mostly sunny skies. And that shower, by the way, if we're going to see anything, is probably going to be south and east of town. Football forecast for tonight. Pretty hot when the games get started. 94. By halftime, 90 degrees. That sunset is around 7:31, and we'll call for mostly clear skies. That rain chance, yes, it's there, and that is on Monday. We'll take a closer inspection of that forecast for you coming up in just a couple of minutes. But now we toss it over to Steven. The tail end of the morning commute. How are things looking right now?
They're looking pretty good, Justin. We're all ready to drive off into the weekend, but folks are still making the commute out this early. The roads are never truly quiet, but 410 at Fredericksburg, you can see behind me, things are moving a little slow, and that's because we do at least have one crash not too far from there. 410 westbound at West Avenue has been picked up there on our map. You can see a little bit of that buildup still taking place along the westbound lanes, but also there was a crash in the eastbound lanes at 410 at Vance Jackson. So the roads there are a little bit crowded, but just be on the lookout if you find any first responders. Good news is the wide view of the map shows a better story here. Plenty of green on the screen, but there will be plenty of construction taking place in and around the Alamo City. Scan the QR code, takes you to our traffic page. We have a lot of stuff happening this weekend along 1604, over along I-10 in East Bexar County. So just know what to expect before you have to hit the roads, and safe driving this weekend. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen.
here's today's 9 at 9. The migrant crisis stretching from the border up to San Antonio as busloads of people continue to arrive at the San Antonio Migrant Resource Center. Many of them waiting for days for their next phase of the journey. Along the banks of the Rio Grande, a group of around 100 migrants from Venezuela are currently stuck there, not willing to cross back to Mexico because it's too dangerous. So they're waiting for U.S. authorities to let them in.
8 days and counting. That's how long Republican and Democratic lawmakers have to prevent the government from going broke. A group of conservative Republicans are demanding major spending cuts, and without them, they won't make a deal. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made a procedural move that will allow the Senate to work on a short-term funding bill next week, and it appears some Republicans in D.C. will support that action, but not everyone.
The United Auto Workers Union president says the work stoppage could expand by 11 a.m. our time today if serious progress isn't made in labor negotiations with Detroit's big three auto manufacturers. Last week, the UAW began its historic multi-state strike with demands including higher hourly wages and pensions for new hires.
The Writers Guild of America plans to continue negotiations with the studios today. It comes after a marathon session of negotiations that lasted more than 10 hours. Sources say more progress was made during those talks, but no deal was reached. The WGA went on strike May 2nd, with the work stoppage reaching its 144th day today. That puts it within 2 weeks of the longest strike in the union's history.
New claims for unemployment benefits tumbled last week to the lowest level since January. The Department of Labor says there were 201,000 initial claims for unemployment insurance for the week ending September 16th. That's a 20,000 claim drop from the prior week's level of 221,000. Weekly jobless claims remain below historical and pre-pandemic averages, showing the strength of the job market.
500,000 children and families have their Medicaid coverage back after many states improperly terminated their enrollment. The move comes as the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services review all their enrollees' qualifications after a 3-year COVID-19 pandemic pause. Some states were considering entire families as a whole without taking into account that the household income thresholds for children are higher.
Unpaid medical bills could soon be wiped from credit reports. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is considering a proposal barring credit companies from including that type of debt on credit reports. The agency's director says medical bills are often mistakes due to issues with insurance and coverage and should not impact credit scores or the ability to receive a loan.
Home sales are slipping again. The National Association of Realtors says sales of existing homes fell 0.7% in August compared to July. And compared to last year, sales were down more than 15%. High interest rates and lack of supply are both putting a damper on home buying.
More companies are jumping on board with Tesla's vision for electric vehicle charging. Car makers Jaguar and Honda joined the list of car makers that will use Tesla's charging technology. And Reuters says several states, including Texas, Kentucky, and Washington, are either backing Tesla's technology or plan to back it. And that's today's 9 at 9.
In your morning headlines, a pilot ejects and lands in somebody's backyard, and another company is trying high-speed rail.
Plus, YouTube has some new creative tools for videos, and Netflix could pay you to binge watch. David Sears is here with your morning headlines. Yeah, to
Can
binge
you
watch.
think of anything better than to sit your lazy behind on the couch and watch TV all day?
Those other weird jobs where you get to binge eat as well.
Maybe
What
both.
if you combined them?
I was going to say maybe
right?
both.
How many bags of chips can you eat while you're binge watching Netflix?
None of these are good for our waistline, but that's besides the point.
We'll talk more about that in a second. But first, 911 operators get some pretty unusual calls, but through it all, they stay calm, get the person they help the need they need. But what do you think was going through the mind of the operator who answered the call from the pilot of a jet who ejected and didn't know where his plane was? The conversation has been released. Backstory, a pilot flying the brand new $100 million F-35 ran into some trouble, some sort of malfunction over Charleston, South Carolina. He had to eject. He was able to call 911 when he hit the ground.
I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected. I just rode a parachute down to the ground. Can you please send an ambulance?
Okay. I understand, sir. Okay, just to confirm, how many people are hurt?
Well, I'm the only one. I'm not sure.
Oh, but there's more. He landed in the backyard of a resident there. They also called 911.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected from the plane. So we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
I'm sorry, what happened?
We got a pilot in the house, and I guess he landed in my backyard.
Strange, but true. The pilot said his back hurt. The neighbor told 911 he had some cuts. As far as the plane goes, it finally crashed in a rural area, but it took over a day to find it. For starters, the plane is designed to erase all communication when a pilot ejects. The reason they do that is to protect the pilot's location and the jet's classified systems. Remember, it is a stealth jet. Apparently, the stealth part worked pretty well. Now that they have the plane, they are trying to figure out what caused the malfunction. The Pentagon plans to buy over 2,000 of these F-35s. All right, would you take a train from San Antonio to, say, Dallas? How about Miami to Orlando? There is a rail company banking on the fact that a lot of people want to take that trip, Miami to Orlando or Orlando to Miami. The private company is Brightline. They just threw $5 billion at that hope. The trip is 3.5 hours long. The train will reach speeds of 125 miles an hour. Sounds good, but the problem, makes a lot of stops along the way, and that means the average speed is going to be about 30 miles an hour, and the ticket is $140. However, there are a lot of folks who like the idea.
I decided to take the Brightline just because it seemed like the coolest way to get down to Miami.
You get coffee, you could work on it, like it's really easy.
Yeah, the trip is around 235 miles. YouTube connecting with AI to add some new power tools for those of you who like to create videos. The idea is to expand your audience. They have several new tools, like one that is called Dream Screen. It lets you add AI-generated video or background to vertical videos for those short videos that you post. All you have to do is type in the background, and then AI does the rest for you. A few select users will get the feature first, and then just about everybody can use it next year. AI will also help you find music. All you have to do is say a phrase or two. They're also introducing a tool that will allow you to dub your video so you can share it in different languages. And if you didn't want to create your own, just want to sit and binge watch some Netflix, you could make some money doing that. Netflix wants to hire somebody to just sit and identify the most binge-worthy shows on their network. They will pay you $2,500 to just sit on your tail end and watch TV. You have to be 18 to apply, and you have to apply by Monday, September 25th. By the way, Monday happens to be National Binge Day. So I guess that's why they're doing it on Monday.
What's the last big thing you binged, David Sears, on Netflix?
Actually, it was The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The series, yeah. I heard
there's nothing new out there because of the writer's strike,
Right,
so you got to
right.
go back and find some of this old stuff you never watched.
Have you caught any of this docuseries about the quarterbacks, NFL quarterbacks?
No, but that's the next thing.
Oh, it's good.
It's on the list.
Really love the one with Kirk Cousins and Kansas City quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
Texas Tech grad?
Your guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yep. Yeah. Oh, you went to Tech? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
We'll talk about Tech in a minute, too.
Yes,
Okay.
we will.
All right. We don't have a choice. David's here. 9:08, 80 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
NASA is very excited to get back some special cargo this weekend. In the next half hour, we're going to speak with a NASA expert about their latest mission to collect samples from an asteroid and what they're hoping to learn from the samples.
But first, we are raising awareness for Hunger Action Month. When we come back, Tiffany Huerta shares one woman's stories about how receiving help from the San Antonio Food Bank changed her life after her daughter passed away and she was left to raise her grandchildren. Now she's encouraging others to give to the food bank so they can continue their mission. Welcome back. For Hunger Action Month, we are hearing how the San Antonio Food Bank is helping our neighbors.
Tiffany Huerta spoke to a woman who is raising her grandchildren and says the food bank changed their lives.
That was at the food bank because they had Santa Claus.
These are the moments Brenda Sauceda treasures.
That was fun. She had a lot of fun at that.
Brenda thanks the San Antonio Food Bank for their support during tough times.
We started coming to the food bank in January of 22. My daughter had passed away, and we had my grandchildren, and they were helping us out a lot because times got tough.
Brenda found herself raising her 2 grandchildren. She reflects on how the food at the distribution events helped her family.
We would go to the stadium for the, food bank drives that they would have, and they were helping us up tremendously. And they treat you like a person. You're not just, they don't criticize you. They don't treat you like you're just a number. They ask you how you're doing. What can we do to help you?
The San 1,000 people a week.
You can come to the food bank and they give you this big old bag of papas that'll last you. It's such a big help. Such a big help, It's wonderful. It's a blessing.
For Hunger Action Month, Brenda encourages others to get involved and says they will be helping families like hers.
Thank you, Brenda, for sharing your story. Now, this Hunger Action Month, we've explored volunteer opportunities at the San Antonio Food Bank, including helping grow crops to working at the warehouse. We also looked at how the food bank is helping schools and children. Now, if you want to get involved and learn more, we're having a town hall today where we will talk to the president and CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank about the past, present, and future for the nonprofit. It's happening today at 2:30 p.m., and you can watch it on KSAT.com.
And we will be watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Let's go outside with live cam on your Friday morning. I haven't been outside yet, but it looks just kind of muggy and mostly cloudy out there, Justin.
Yeah, but it's not too hot yet, Mark.
Yeah, you guys pretty much nailed it. That's exactly where we are. It's been that way all week long. Nothing much changes next couple days. So when do the big changes arrive? I wouldn't say big, but changes Monday. Monday. That's when we start to get some showers and storms back in the forecast. We do need to talk about the fact that summer is coming to an end officially by tomorrow morning. 1:50 a.m. to be exact is when fall starts tomorrow morning. So this is the last full day of summer. It is the autumn equinox, and that's when the Earth's axis is tilted neither toward nor away from the sun. Of course, the tilt of the Earth is why we have the seasons that we have. And you get nearly equal amount of daylight and darkness at all latitudes. Now, as we head into the fall, the northern hemisphere starts to tilt away from the sun, and that's why we will see some lower temperatures. It's a guarantee. I know it doesn't feel like it yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And as we go outside for you right now, 80 degrees at the airport, mostly cloudy. Dew point is at 75. that number continues to climb, and that means it is very, very sticky out there. And the satellite picture shows we do have quite a bit of morning cloudiness. Not a surprise with that amount of moisture in the atmosphere, but you're going to see some clouds, Kerrville, Hondo, Uvalde, up to Rock Springs. And we'll see a little bit here in San Antonio. Like yesterday, it may take until lunchtime to lose those clouds, but we'll still warm up pretty significantly. 80 degrees New Braunfels, 80 in Gonzales. It's a little clearer there. 80 in Kennedy, 82 in Cotulla, and right around 80 degrees here in San Antonio at this hour. It is going to be a steamy weekend. Right now, we are forecasting temperatures to climb Saturday and Sunday. 98 Saturday, 99 on Sunday. And I know I went on the record and said no more 100-degree days. Sunday's going to be close. It's going to be close. We'll see. We may not get there temperature-wise, but we will for sure get there with the heat index. That's how it will feel. 104 potentially on Sunday. Still a little bit of a heat index on Monday, but the good news beyond that, I think we lose the heat index and temperatures come down some by next week. It's a little more active across the country, and we're starting to see more of a fall-like pattern. We've got an upper-level low up here that's spinning. That's bringing some showers there. A little disturbance working across the middle part of the country, bringing some rain from Oklahoma up to parts of Kansas. And there's some tropical moisture on the East Coast. We'll talk about that next half hour, but there is a potential tropical system there just off the East Coast. A little closer look here at Texas. We do have some showers trying to take shape here along the coast, and I think we can see a few streamer showers today. It's just these will not make their way to San Antonio, so it's a dry forecast here in town. If you're a little closer to the coast, say Cuero, down the Goliad, yeah, you could see a shower this afternoon. It won't amount to much. Then as we get into tomorrow evening, some storms may approach the hill country late in the day, maybe Del Rio too, but these storms fall apart before they get to San Antonio. And on Sunday, hill country may see a couple of storms developing generally north of San Antonio. It's Monday. It's Monday when the storms actually try to take a push towards the I-10 corridor, and I think we will see some at least scattered showers and storms here around San Antonio. We've put rain chances at 40%. It's not going to be a washout. We're not going to get a lot of heavy rain out of this, but it's just another opportunity to at least get some downpours here around town. So the extended forecast, again, very hot over the weekend, and then Monday is your chance of rain, 96. Beyond that, it does cool down a little bit. We'll go 90s, low 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday, morning lows in the 70s. It will feel a little bit better. I know 72 versus 78 doesn't seem like there's that much difference there, but really there is, especially if it's drier, it just feels a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. 918, 80 degrees.
Hey, you know Jesse James Leha from his boxing career, but now he's known for his boxing gyms here in San Antonio, and it's turned into a family business. When we come back, Jen Tobias Strusky shares her part of this story and what you may not know about him.
922, we're always looking to shine a spotlight on San Antonians packing a positive punch. And today we step into the ring with San Antonio Boxing Hall of Famer Jesse James Leha.
His fitness programs are changing lives, but there's much more to his story and his family story that you may not know. SA Live's Jen Tobias Strusky shares this real San Antonian story.
Boxing gives so many people so many things to look forward to, fight for, to fight. It's life. We have bad days, we got to fight. We have great days, and they're not always going to be great. So we know that balance in between, and that's a fight game. It's life, and that's why I love it.
Jesse James Leha, the two-time world champion, sets the bar for the ultimate combo, mental and physical health through boxing workouts.
When I retired from boxing in 2005, I said, okay, what am I going to do next? I would do something to honor my sport. I want to do something to honor the city of San Antonio. And so I opened up a boxing gym, not knowing it was going to work because there wasn't any boxing gyms in town.
Oh, it worked out all right. Leha opened his first gym in 2006 off Broadway, then moved to a new location during the pandemic in 2020.
I got so many people that dropped 50 pounds, 70 pounds, 100 pounds, 150 pounds. I got so many people doing that.
The sport is empowering all walks of life, from the stay-at-home mom and dad to the #1 draft pick and the newest San Antonio Spur, Victor Wembanyama.
he picked up boxing like that. It's like almost scary. And the only other person I saw pick it up that fast was Manu Ginobili. We train the Spurs. We've been doing it now for 19 years.
There's a strong connection with the community here in the gym. But what's vividly clear is the bond between Leha and his sons.
It's us three, me, my brother, and my dad. For us to be able to wake up every morning and say, hey, I'll see you in the morning, bring me some food, bring me some coffee. It's a very special feeling that we have and a really close bond.
I think seeing the work ethic at a young age has done a lot for me. In high school and in college, kind of giving me that background of hard work equals success.
One could say boxing runs in their blood, but let's go back to the first round, where it all started.
My dad was a professional boxer in the 50s and early 60s, but when we were young, he would never let us box. He would teach us how to box, but didn't want us to box. But when I was 18 years old, I kind of got in trouble, and I was ashamed of what I did. And so what I said was, I'm going to get myself in the best shape possible. I'm going to get into boxing. And so I went to the gym. 2.5 years later, I'm in the Olympic trials. And I tried boxing, and 17 years later, I retired. Dad was a man of very few words. He didn't say a lot, but I just saw it in his eyes. I saw it in his tears. I saw it in his embraces. Like, wow, he was like, it was just good.
Yeah, and you knew he was proud.
Oh, yeah. I honor him every day.
And now, time to pass the torch.
We've inherited a name, right? We've inherited a big responsibility to take it to the next level. And that's what we're trying to do personally.
For KSAT 12,
seeing the people's success here at the gym, those are my wins now.
I'm Jen Tobias Stresky.
What a good guy.
Yeah. And a fun fact, something I didn't know, Jesse met his wife in 8th grade, and they've been together ever since.
I didn't know that. So back in 2019, I trained with those guys, took their boxing classes for most of the year, and his sons are awesome. I lost like 35 pounds doing those workouts. It was so much fun, but that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and 35 pounds ago as well.
A lot of hard work.
I know he would say, well, come on back, Mark, come on back.
You're going to get a phone call today.
That's right. At 9:25 right now, 81 degrees. There's more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including a look at your weekend sports action with David and RJ. They're breaking down all the big games from our local game of the week for high school football to college and pros.
But first, our live Q&A with a NASA planetary scientist about some special cargo coming back to Earth for researchers to study. But they're hoping to learn from samples of an asteroid. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Just about 9:30. The flu season is right around the corner. University Health is hosting multiple free drive-through flu shot events for you. Getting the flu shot is super important to your health. It's loaded up with 4 different strains of the flu that help build antibodies in your system and help fight the virus.
It can reduce your chances of getting it if you're exposed. Most importantly, it significantly reduces your chance of going to the hospital. And we have good studies now that show that if you end up in the hospital, you're less likely to go to the ICU and you're less likely to die.
So the first of the 4 drive-through flu shot events will take place tomorrow from 8 to noon at Freeman Coliseum. You can read more about these events by heading to our website at KSAT.com.
And let's look outside with live cam. Not too bad. I mean, I have to say we're kind of lucky here on GMSA, like on the morning show, because we don't experience the hot afternoons. I mean, it's actually not too bad right now when I stepped outside and when we came in to work this morning.
Yeah, it's really not. We've got temperatures right now in the low 80s. But it is going to get bad this afternoon. That's the problem. Yesterday, it felt okay for the first half of the day, and then by the afternoon, those temperatures jumped up and heat index jumped way up there. Let's look at today's forecast. 97 is what we're going with. 102 is what it will feel like by the afternoon hours. And a lot of places will see that heat index above 100 by, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. Now, it is a CPS Energy Green Day. We mention this every now and then. We had a lot of yellow days during the summer. We are now within a week full of green days, and that's good. That means it's just everyday conservation. But I am curious this weekend with temperatures the way they're looking if ERCOT is going to see some demand get a little bit higher. We'll see. We'll pass it along if it does, or if there's any issues, we'll let you know. Meantime, rain chances. This is the big news. This is the good news. We have about a 40% chance of rain by Monday. We'll see some scattered showers and storms moving in by the afternoon hours, and that should allow for some cooler temperatures by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, guys.
Thank you, Justin. In your morning tech news, Facebook users can now have more profiles. Meta is allowing users to connect up to 5 additional accounts to their main profile. Now, each profile will have its own unique feed catering to your work and personal lives. A similar feature on Instagram led to the move.
Microsoft has introduced Copilot, which it calls your everyday AI companion. Microsoft says the tool can assist with various tasks, whether you're using Word, PowerPoint, or Edge. Copilot will be included in the next Windows 11 update, which is scheduled for next Tuesday.
And the iPhone 15 is hitting the shelves today. Sales are expected to be stronger after pre-orders sold out. The new phone is Apple's first to feature the USB-C charging port, and the lineup includes 4 models with a starting price of $799. And that's your morning tech news.
Okay, we've been practicing these names now for a couple hours, so let's see how this next story goes. 7 years ago this month, NASA's Osiris-Rex mission blasted off to an asteroid named Bennu.
All right, its mission is to collect samples of the asteroid and return it to Earth. And after traveling for nearly 3.9 billion miles, Osiris-Rex is about to deliver its precious cargo.
Yeah, that's the key. Say it fast, right?
Yeah.
Here to talk about this incredible accomplishment is NASA planetary scientist Giada Arney. Good morning, Giada.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for being with us. All right, before you talk about the mission, remind us what an asteroid is and why it's important that we study them.
Yeah, well, asteroids are small, but they are mighty and they are large in number. They represent the primordial building blocks from the early formation of our solar system. And so by studying them, scientists are hoping to learn more about how planets of our solar system were put together, including our own Earth.
Now let's talk about the Osiris-Rex mission. Can you tell us about the epic journey to Bennu and back?
Yes, Osiris-Rex launched in September of 2016. It took about 2 years to journey to the asteroid Bennu, and then spent an additional 2 years surveying and orbiting the asteroid to better understand its properties and find the best sites to collect its precious sample from. And now this Sunday, that sample is finally returning home, where scientists are really eager to finally get their hands on this precious cargo.
All right, as you mentioned, so Sunday, scientists will get the samples from the asteroid. What are these next few days going to be like?
Well, it's going to be a really exciting time for the Osiris-Rex team, who has been waiting for years to get these sample, which is NASA's first ever sample from an asteroid. The sample is going to be dropped off into Earth's atmosphere this Sunday, September 24th in the morning. It's going to parachute for about 13 minutes through Earth's atmosphere. It's going to be landing in Utah's test and training range. This is in the desert outside of Salt Lake City, where helicopter teams are going to be tracking that sample as it descends, waiting to come immediately to pick it up once it touches down and take it to a clean room within the Utah test and training range. And their scientists are, they're super eager to get their hands on that sample. It's then going to be taken to NASA Johnson in Houston, Texas for cataloging, and then it'll be sent to scientists around the world.
And give us an idea how challenging was a mission like this to gather a sample without actually landing on the asteroid?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty amazing feat. One of the most surprising things about this asteroid was how rugged the surface was. Before this mission, scientists expected that the surface of this asteroid was pretty smooth, but instead we discovered when we got close to it that it is really rough. There are boulders there the size of houses. It's an extremely, challenging terrain to navigate to try to find the best and safest site to collect the sample from without damaging the spacecraft. But luckily, we were able to do that successfully, and now that sample's finally coming home.
All right, Giada, so this mission isn't done yet. What comes next for Osiris-Rex?
It's true. It's not done yet. So about 20 minutes after the sample is dropped off into Earth's atmosphere, the Osiris-Rex spacecraft is going to fire some thrusters, and it's going to go to a new asteroid, asteroid Apophis, which it's going to reach in 2029.
All right, Giada Arney, NASA planetary scientist, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much.
Have a good weekend, Giada. Right now, 9:36, 81 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9, including rocket scientists.
Still ahead on the show, David and RJ will break down this weekend's big football matchups and their thoughts on the Cowboys without cornerback Trevin Diggs.
It's always a great day to go to the San Antonio Zoo. Let's check in with the I almost said ostriches. Why? Why did ostriches pop into my head?
Maybe you were looking for a change of scenery.
Do we have ostriches at our zoo?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do.
All right.
But not in this shot.
Thank you for making me feel better, everyone. We'll be right back. So we're back at 9:40 on a Friday morning.
Yes, Friday. And in the summer Friday morning, right?
How's Friday Night Football going to be tonight?
Hot, just a lot like last night where we're in the 90s at kickoff and probably into the 80s by the end of the game, so not too bad. And I got my maroon on.
I do too.
I had maroon in my tie earlier.
Oh, you did?
But we ditched the ties for the night a lot of times.
We're A&M. Big game tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
We're going to talk about the forecast for college football games, too, coming up here in a second. First, we go outside for you. We've got mostly cloudy skies, 80 degrees at the airport, upper 70s. These temperatures are on the rise. So is the dew point, surprisingly. We've seen the dew point actually come up this morning. So the heat index will jump up quickly, just like the temperature will. It feels like 85 here in San Antonio right now. And here's what I think the heat index will be this afternoon. Around 5 o'clock, probably feeling like 102 here in San Antonio. That's what we got yesterday. There's no reason to think we won't get to that number again today. Places like New Braunfels, it'll feel like 104, 102 in Seguin. So another brutally hot day. Yeah, it's the last day of summer, but man, we're going out with a bang. And this weekend could even be hotter, even with fall officially beginning tomorrow. 98 is what we're forecasting on Saturday. The heat index will be around 103. Heat index could be as high as 104 on Sunday with a high of 99. So that's near record heat in some cases. Big football games this weekend. Auburn visits College Station. 90s in the forecast. The heat index could be around 100, so it'll be hot for that football game. There's no doubt about it. Hopefully my Aggies can pull it out. Texas Tech goes up to West Virginia. 60s, mostly cloudy and rainy potentially. Now that's some good football weather. We'll go down to Tennessee, UTSA, visiting the Volunteers. 70s there, mostly sunny, should be good weather for football there. And then finally, Nevada at Texas State. That one's for you, RJ. I threw it in there. 90s, heat index near 100. It'll be hot for that game too. And finally, I should say, Texas at Baylor. That game will be hot too. So all these games in Texas are going to be boiling hot with heat indices at 100 plus. Good football weather though for UTSA and Texas Tech. Here's forecast for today. Some showers along the coast, just a 10% chance of rain. As we get into tomorrow, some storms in the hill country, potentially central Texas, but not necessarily here in town. Sunday, they try to get a little bit closer. This is 7 p.m. Sunday. We see some storms maybe approaching Kerrville late in the day, but it's Monday where we finally get that push and some showers and storms develop here around San Antonio. About a 40% chance it'll be scattered. We could see a couple strong storms mixed in there too, so that'll be something to watch. A little too early to get worried about severe weather yet, but just keep that in the back of your mind that would be a possibility. And we need to talk about the tropics real quick too. We've got a couple systems out here. One that likely develops. This probably takes a turn to the north and won't affect the United States, but there are a few models that take it into the Caribbean, so that bears some watching. We got time to do that. Another tropical system that is starting to take shape here on the East Coast, winds at 50 miles per hour right now, but this likely becomes a tropical storm, makes landfall somewhere around North Carolina, and then works up the East Coast, bringing some rain to the nation's capital and maybe up towards New York City by early next week. Not a big deal, but it will be a rainmaker and certainly won't affect our forecast. Here's the 7-day. 98 Saturday, 99 Sunday, as we said. 40% chance of rain Monday, 96. And it does cool down a little bit by Tuesday and Wednesday with highs in the lower 90s. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. And this is one of the best weekends for football that we've seen in a while. Top high school and college teams ready to go.
David is back with RJ for a rundown of some of those big games.
A lot of them this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just start. Let's get after it. Tonight, it's the Smithson Valley Rangers.
GC. Yeah.
Fresh off 3 in a row. These guys are on a roll after losing the opening game to Reagan, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And Coach Larry Hill, David, won game number 300 in his career last week. So big congratulations, Coach Larry Hill, and what he's done for the Smithson Valley program. This is an upcoming program, though. Canyon has done pretty well. They are now in the same district. They beat New Braunfels, their rival, a few weeks ago, and this is going to be a big challenge for them.
That's what's weird is they're in the same district as Smithson Valley because Smithson Valley dropped down to 5A, and Canyon has moved up over the years to 5A. So So this is kind of strange. But it's fun to see all these schools in Comal County battling each other now.
There you go.
That's a lot of fun up there. So you get some in-county rivalries.
There you go.
Well,
absolutely.
Right. So
what is that?
And we're going to be there.
Yes, we'll be there. Make sure to check us out during the Sportscast at 6 o'clock with Mary Rominger. And then we're going to be doing our live stream. So we're going to get to be hanging out with some of the people up there in New Braunfels Canyon, the home of the Cougars.
Yeah, and that Cougar field, is it still like painted red?
That's what I was looking forward to. I don't know if it is based on our video there. Yeah, we're not sure here. Okay. So we will find out later on today. But this should be a fun, high-scoring, grinded out matchup here.
Okay, of course, there's a lot more games like, 15, 16 bunch they're covering tonight. So Larry and Mary will have all your highlights for you tonight on the Night Beat as well. All right, let's get to college football. Let's start with UTSA taking on Tennessee. The question is, will Frank Harris play?
Will he or will he not? So Jeff Traylor said that, you know what, either he's going to start or the other guy's going to start. Eddie Lee Marker. That's basically the gist of what he's saying. Frank Harris still dealing with a turf toe, said to be day-to-day. But, I mean, you would hope that Frank gets on the field because they're at Tennessee, David.
You know he wants to play this.
This is a huge game there.
This is on the SEC Network. They're playing an SEC team. They're on the road in Knoxville. So you know this is just like an atmosphere that he hadn't really experienced at UTSA. Been around some big ones, but not anything like this. So,
yeah, no,
he wants to get on the field, so we'll see.
And he, I think, will do anything in his power to get on there, but maybe Coach Traylor sits him out, gets him ready for conference play. All right,
Can you imagine that conversation? Especially if he feels good. Traylor said 100%, but what is 100% these days? All right, so Justin went through all the weather forecasts for us, so let's talk with the big game. Texas, number 3 in the country.
Right.
Looking for that playoff bid coming up later on in the year. They're going to Baylor. Baylor's not too good this year.
Yeah.
They're 1-2. They're struggling. However, this is the Big 12 conference opener, and it's UT on their final tour in the Big 12, so you know teams are coming at them.
Oh, yeah, this is the, the Take Texas Down Tour is what they're calling it, as their last trip here in the Big 12. One of these rivalry games that we're going to see here, end it here in just a little bit with Baylor, UT, and obviously they have a long history. Should be a fun one up in Waco.
Because that is 6:30, and then you've got Auburn at Texas. They got to get early. Justin, you got to get your head for the cure run in quick so you can get home.
I'm going to be running fast.
He'll be energized.
You got to be Gaten, buddy.
They're in College Station.
Texas Tech is in Morgantown taking on West Virginia, so that'll be interesting with the rain, and so we'll see how that goes. All right, on to the Dallas Cowboys. You talk about some bad news. This is what they did not need when they're on a roll like they're on a roll. Trayvon Diggs. Done.
An absolute gut punch, David, to their defense. I mean, you think about sort of what we talk about, the swag, the energy, the confidence of this defense. Obviously, Micah Parsons is the engine that makes them go, but Trayvon Diggs is a ball hawk. He makes plays, turnovers. This is a tough loss, and it happened during practice.
Yeah,
that hurts.
We would kind of have that debate. Would you rather get hurt during practice? I'd rather not get hurt at all. Right. But if you're going to get hurt, you want it in practice, you want it in game. I'd say, man, the game is the important thing.
I think the game,
You're out there for it. So, oh, man, that's a gut punch right there.
Shouldn't hurt the Cowboys too much. They play at Arizona Sunday afternoon, 3:25 kickoff, and then we got the Texans taking on Jacksonville.
C.J. Stroud coming off a pretty good game. He's still looking for that first win, so hopefully he can get it. Jaguars are not doing so well this year. They're like 0-2.
Taking a breath now.
Are they 0-2, Jaguars?
Jacksonville's 1-1. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Close enough.
Close enough. Just one game off.
Guys, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We need to get to some late-breaking news.
That's right. There has been a shooting on the northwest side on Loop 410 near Cherry Ridge.
Our Katrina Weber joins us live with the latest.
Well, police are definitely calling this a case of road rage, but as for who's to blame, that's the question they still haven't answered. They say that one man was shot, and they have 2 people detained. Now, those people who they are questioning are in a silver SUV. It's right down there on the highway. This is Loop 410 near Cherry Ridge, and that's where this happened. Police say that the people in this car were involved in some sort of a road rage dispute with someone in another vehicle. We did see that other car. It stopped in a neighborhood on Cherry Ridge Drive, and they say that one person, a man, was taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. The police are searching both vehicles. They said they did find a gun in this silver SUV. They're also searching the other car because they tell us that the 2 people who they are questioning have claimed that this was self-defense. They're trying to sort this all out. In the meantime, the man who was shot, they say, did not suffer any life-threatening wounds, but he was, again, taken to a hospital. And police police do have just the edge of the highway shut down as they continue to investigate what happens here. They're also working in the neighborhood there on Cherry Ridge where they found the other person's car. So again, no word yet on who, if anyone, may face charges in this case. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. 10 till 10, 81 degrees.
We'll be right back.
What can I say about the man that literally changed my life? Had it not been for Jim Boyle believing in me, I don't know where I would be today, if I'd be even sitting here.
Kind of hard to believe that we lost him right around 10 years ago. His legacy and his leadership skills still resonate as strong now in that newsroom as they ever have.
And he was the mentor to all of us. Passionate and tough when it came to covering news and doing the news.
And he was also very caring about everybody in the newsroom.
Yes, of course, he cared about the on-air product, but he also cared about me. And he wanted me to be the best I could be.
I mean, he is who I learned journalism from. Probably one of the smartest journalists I've ever met.
I think of him like as a newsman. Also think of him as a dad because of his family. And I also think of him as an inspiration because of all the running that he did.
And we are talking about legendary KSAT News Director Jim Boyle, who passed away almost 10 years ago. And with him in mind and in his memory, the Head for the Cure race is tomorrow morning downtown here at Providence Catholic School on North St. Mary's, very close to the KSAT 12 studios. And we can't wait to see everyone out there.
That's right. And don't forget that today is the last day for online registration. That closes up at 5 p.m. And you can still register tomorrow, but on site at Providence, and that starts at 7 a.m. Speaking of races, right now on KSAT.com, we have a web article about the courses for the Rock and Roll Marathon in December. There's some things that are the same as last year and some things changed, so you can check it out, the course map, and read more about it on our website.
Another news story on KSAT.com to check out if you're a fan of the so-called Skeleton House up in Stone Oak. Beware, they have a new address this year. The family moved into a new house, but right across the street. And they promised to keep up the elaborate skeleton decoration tradition going. The family has become well known in our area for changing their skeleton display just about every day during Halloween season. You can read more about this story and see pictures again on KSAT.com. Right, Bone Green? I love the twister.
They're so cute.
I mean,
I hope they send pictures again.
The creativity they have to use, it's fantastic. I can't wait to see what they come up with this year.
How many years have they been doing this now? It's been many,
right?
It's
been a few, yeah.
Can't wait.
It's good stuff, and we get ready for Halloween. We can kind of, sense that fall is around the corner. Not necessarily with the temperatures. We just, hope that it cools down at some point. 98 Saturday, 99 Sunday. There is that chance of rain on Monday, and hopefully we'll get some decent rainfall totals around the area.
And you both are running tomorrow.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Needed.
Yes, me too. Y'all have a great weekend.